I'm starting to think that Vancouver Canucks defenseman Quinn Hughes may just be one of the best defenders to ever play the game. Not the best, not going to go out there and say that. He's not in the Mount Rushmore of great defenders, but I feel like with the way he's been playing, you could very well debate that if he continues his career like this, he may find himself a spot. Who really knows? So, the reason I'm making this video is because every few games there seems to be some new crazy Quinn Hughes stat that kind of blows my mind. This has been happening a lot lately, especially with the guy going out there and getting all these multi-point games, multi-assist games. Okay, let's be real, it's mostly multi-assist games. The guy barely scores any goals. But Quinn Hughes yesterday posted up 2 assists for Vancouver against the Anaheim Ducks, and in the process, he puts his total points this year up to 5 goals and 60 assists for 65 points in 65 games played. Now, it doesn't take a genius to note that 65 points in 65 games is a point per game, and he's on pace for roughly 78 points in 78 games this year. But the reason we're talking about Quinn is because this 60 assist season is a back-to-back 60 assist season when you compare it to last year. Last year he had 8 goals, 60 assists for 68 points in 76 games played. And because of Quinn Hughes getting 60 assists last year and 60 assists this year, it puts him in some pretty interesting company. Take a look at this stat that was tweeted out here by NHL Public Relations. Quinn Hughes recorded 60 assists for the second straight season and became the second skater in Canucks history to hit the mark multiple times, joining Henrik Sedin, who did it 6 times. Now, that by itself is pretty cool, because Henrik Sedin was one of the best passers in the entire Vancouver Canucks history. He's probably the best passer, let's be real. But Quinn Hughes also had himself another record that was posted about in the graphic on this tweet. Quinn Hughes becomes the first defenseman to record consecutive 60-assist seasons since Ray Bourque, who had 5 from 1989-90 to 93-94, and Paul Coffey, who had 2 from 92-93 to 93-94. Now, just reread that for a little bit. First defenseman to record consecutive 60-assist seasons since Bourque and Coffey in 1993-94. That by itself is kind of nuts. Because in my mind, when I thought about Quinn Hughes and the record, I was like, really? Has there not been any defenseman to post up back-to-back 60 assist seasons since the 90s? Quinn Hughes is the first one. You didn't have Erik Karlsson do this, no Makar, no Adam Fox, even guys earlier on. I know Mike Green was a goal scorer, but you didn't really get too many assists now. Now, if you go over to Erik Karlsson, you can see that this guy has only had 2 60-assist seasons in general. He had one 59-assist season in there, but 66 assists in 2015-16, and then he drops off to 54 assists the next year. Now, Karlsson has 60 assists this year. He's at 65 in 70 games played. But the point remains. Quinn Hughes is the first defenseman to get multiple 60-assist seasons in a row since the 90s. And if you go over to TSN Stats Center, this is another one that I thought was pretty cool. Gaining a helper on both of his Canucks goals so far tonight against the Ducks, Quinn Hughes has joined Paul Coffey, who did this 4 times, Bobby Orr, who did this 3 times, and Brian Leetch, who did this twice, as the only defenseman in NHL history with multiple career 60-assist seasons prior to their 24th birthday. Now, I don't know about you, but Bobby Orr, Paul Coffey, Brian Leetch, these guys are pretty good. So Quinn Hughes doing what he is doing kind of makes this a lot cooler to digest. When the hell is this guy gonna have his due diligence done on him by the rest of the NHL and its fans? When is he gonna get that respect? Fastest defenseman to reach 200 assists in NHL history, the first defenseman since Orr, Coffey, and Leetch to get multiple 60-assist seasons, and he's one of the only ones to do so before 24 years old? I mean, look, Quinn Hughes is a talented player, but I didn't realize that he was that good. It's funny because when it comes to all the points and the crazy numbers, etc., we haven't seen anything like this in like 20, 30 years. But the problem with Quinn Hughes is that he came around at the same time some other guy in Colorado did who also put up similar numbers in Cale Makar. No, I'm not going to go out there and say that Hughes is better than Makar by any stretch of the imagination. I think if you were to build a team from scratch, you'd probably choose Cale. But for Quinn, he's a lot more of a playmaker and an assist guy than Cale is. Cale has a lot more of a goal-scoring touch that Quinn Hughes unfortunately lacks, and you can definitely see that in Quinn's point totals. First season in the NHL, okay, 3 assists, 5 games, we're not going to count that. First full season, 53 points, 8 goals. Second season, 41 points, 3 goals. Third season, 68 points, 8 goals, and now he's got 65 points and 5 goals. He hasn't really been too much of a goal scorer, and that's pretty much Quinn Hughes' only flaw, that he can't really seem to get the puck to go in the net himself. And it's a shame because the one time that he decides to snipe it per season, he takes a slap shot and it goes off the bar or whatever, like, it's pretty good. It's just, you don't see that consistently in order to really put Quinn Hughes in that same territory as Cale Makar, who's able to do it almost every night. Makar also needs a whole bunch of assists to potentially break that Quinn Hughes fastest to 200 assist metric, but I don't know, we'll see whether or not he's able to do it as the season goes on. But either way, Quinn Hughes has done so well that I feel like you just gotta go out there and give the guy props. I know he's playing on a Canucks power play that boasts some pretty good talent too. Petey and Miller definitely do pull their own weight. But for Quinn, just by himself, hey, this guy is in the same conversation as Brian Leetch, Paul Coffey, and Bobby Orr. And that by itself is pretty cool. Nobody else has gotten that conversation before, so for Quinn, it's a pretty good one to be having here. I've seen a lot of Canucks fans on Twitter kind of saying, oh, well, look at these stats, he's so good. When is he going to get that Norris consideration, man? When is he going to go out there and get all of the awards? And sure, while the Norris is a conversation that I think you probably should be having about Quinn Hughes once in a while, this season, it's probably not the year. With Erik Karlsson being at that 100-point pace that he's at, that guy's going to get it, and I don't really know if it's going to be too close. But either way, if you are a Canucks fan, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Quinn Hughes doing the thing, doing the Bobby Orr thing, doing the Paul Coffey thing, doing the Brian Leetch, being one of the best defensemen this league has seen in years. Sure, he only gets assists, but the assist number that he is getting, yeah, no, this hasn't been done in a long time. So I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Quinn Hughes, the season he's been having. Where do you see him going from here? And whether or not you could ever see that goal-scoring side of his game becoming a bit better. Do you ever see him getting maybe 15 goals on a season? I don't know if I do personally, but if he goes out there and continuously gets like 60, 65, 70 assists every year, then hey, be my guest. He's on pace for 70-something this year, so we'll see where that takes him. But thoughts in the comments section either way. I hope you enjoyed this Juraj 9, and bye.